Hey, it's the Riot podcast for the first Monday of the new year.
Woo!
Today's the day that you're going to change everything and then put it back tomorrow.
You could not be expected last week to seize any of those days, but today is your moment.
This is it.
Whatever you wanted to, change, update, help with, do whatever, today's the day you're going to start.
Mm-hmm.
But you made a good choice by continuing to listen to this podcast.
And so, high five.
That doesn't need to change. There's no resolutions with that.
Most assuredly not. So you guys enjoy this podcast and know that there's at least one thing in your life that is fine the way it is.
Yes, no need to change.
So today we talk about the Golden Globes.
Wake up.
Oh, sorry. Just not that interested. We also get into, and I know arguably you're like, well, if you're not interested, why talk about it? Because a lot of other people are, okay?
That's true, and it's a nod to it, but we don't have to talk about it too much.
We talk about emotional support and whether or not Nikki is giving it, about Eric's new computer. We talk about Disneyland. Oh, my gosh, Disneyland. Oh, my gosh.
Get your money out now if you're interested in going and just throw it away.
We also talk about the Marines, Tony Hawk's Skate Jam, going to the bathroom during a charity stream.
Please say you talk about the bread box. Did you put that
the bread
box?
thing is in there, yeah.
Okay. The bread bot. It's not a bread box. It's a bread bot.
Bread bot making hot loaves.
You'll learn more about that coming up.
It'll all become clear. You guys enjoyed today's podcast. Remember, you can hit us up on Facebook there. You can find us on Twitter, riot.radiou.com. Links to everything we're doing. And if you ever see something you're like, man, you guys should talk about this, send it to us. We'd love to hear it.
Absolutely. You can send it there. And remember, for all the teasing aside, have a really good day today. And no matter what happens with any of your resolutions, you're still doing great.
Sounds good to me.
Let's clap them into the podcast. Woo! Come on. You're doing great today. Yay!
Yeah. It is the Riot.
Cleveland celebrates failure with a parade. We celebrate failure with the worst of the riots.
If we're passing out Twinkies, yes, we would like one.
Over here. I wasn't going to tell you guys this, but confession time. I stood in a gas station yesterday with my hand on a peanut butter chocolate Twinkie.
Oh, did you?
I put it back.
So this is maybe, a way to remember that that's what you came close to doing?
Remember the fallen Twinkie.
Yes, that you almost had.
Almost, Nikki. But you know what? I stood there and I looked at that Twinkie and I was just like, you know what? It won't be as good as I want it to be.
Sure.
So and that is the sad realization about a lot of things.
It's very mature of you to think that way, by the way.
I just looked at it and I was like, what I'm imagining is this sweet, delicious, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, it's not going to taste that good.
It'll be good, but it won't be
that good. So I pulled a couple of peanut butter blossoms out of the freezer that I had thrown in there from Christmas and ate those instead.
The cookies?
Yeah. So don't think that it was like, oh, he made a great choice and didn't eat anything. No, not that.
Well, you went homemade, so maybe that's something.
Well, Nikki, I know what ingredients were in those cookies.
You put them in there,
Yeah, I absolutely know. So, those Twinkies, there's hydrogenated in there.
But yours is all organic.
Yeah. So the world is back today. Now, the riot's been back, but I can confirm for you that both in the gym and on the roads, people are back.
Yeah, we were back last Thursday and Friday, but even then, I feel like a lot of people decided to take the whole week off.
Oh, yeah.
And so, today's a lot of back to the work world for a lot of people.
It was real. Like I made a right turn into whatever, and I had to stop because there were people. And I haven't seen people in a long time. And again, in the gym, there were people in there.
A lot of people go back to classes today.
So you know what I say? Grab yourself a chocolate peanut butter Twinkie.
Maybe don't say no this time.
And get out there. You know what I'm saying? So welcome to it.
The Riot believes in truth, justice, the American way, and high-speed internet. No, faster. RadioU.
If you're feeling a little extra sleepy today, it could be because you were watching the Golden Globes last night.
That was on.
Winning for Best Motion Picture Drama, Bohemian Rhapsody. Now, I just want to say this. That shouldn't come as a surprise because there is nothing that entertainment likes more than itself.
Meaning?
So when entertainment makes a movie about entertainment,
sure,
it's the most entertaining of all, at least to those who make entertainment, because one of the odd things about those who make entertainment is that they feel so invalidated that that's the whole reason they're having an award show at all.
In the first place.
So they make a movie for validation and then award the movie for further validation.
Now, they were saying that Star is Born was more expected to win, out of the two.
You mean another movie about entertainment?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
It was between those two, so it was kind of more of an upset.
A lot of people were very surprised to see that. Is it Rami?
Remy, I think.
Malek, he won for Bohemian Rhapsody because, again, what do we love? But in fairness, it wasn't that way across the board. Best Motion Picture for Musical or Comedy went to Green Book. Best Director went to Alfonso Cuarón for Roma. Now, wasn't that the one that was on Netflix? Is that the one that got the Netflix release?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay. Then I'm thinking about a different movie. Let's see. Best Performance by an Actress went to Olivia Colman for The Favorite. And Best Performance by an Actor, Musical or Comedy, Christian Bale for Vice.
I still love when you have a big award show and you're like, which movie's that? What one's that one? Like, you can hardly remember any of them.
Vice is the one that's about...
I know that's the only one, but like when you go through the entire list, not all of them we recognize.
Yeah, I had to remind myself about some of them. Now, I was more familiar with television. Best Television Series Drama went to The Americans. Best Performance went to Killing Eve, Sandra Oh.
She was one of the hosts.
I know. I've never seen that movie or that show, but I see it everywhere. A lot of people talk about it. Best Performance by an Actor in a TV Series Drama, Richard Madden for The Bodyguard.
That's a good show. Listen, guys, it's only like 4 or 5 episodes, 6. What was it? It's not a lot.
That guy.
He's really good.
He's dealing with PTSD. Like, he does an amazing job bringing that across.
And he's still the one that, even though I haven't heard it talked about as much, might be the next James Bond or the other guy.
I think he would be a great James Bond.
Yeah, I think so, too.
So, all right. That's all I got.
That's the list.
The list goes on and on
no
and on.
No fashion talk, no other categories.
Well, who do you feel like deserves best dressed?
I haven't looked at the list enough, so
either.
That's not something we might even cover at all today.
You guys will have to forgive me. I just can't help but feel very smug about Hollywood award shows because it's like we don't spend enough time looking at them. Now they have to put on yet another show for us to look at them and talk about.
Well, now you've started the whole season of that, so get used to it.
Nikki, it's red carpet season.
It's time.
Once again, there just wasn't enough material for Best of the Riot. Actually, there wasn't any Best of the Riot at all. None. 0. Look, it's all bad. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not bad. It's the worst. RadioU.
So the Golden Globes were last night, but you know what, Nikki? We still have things to look forward to.
What do we have?
CES is this week.
Oh, yeah.
The Consumer Electronics Show.
They're not really in the same category. One person who likes one might not like the other.
I don't know, like how the movies that they're making. You got to have something to watch it on.
True.
So CES will be like, look at our new TVs.
So this is not like the video game stuff that you'll get more in the summertime.
Right.
For that, this is literally electronic show. So you will get a lot of TVs.
Yes. And I mean, like, there will be other stuff, too. Like, here's a new phone and a new camera and a new whatever. But it's consumer electronics. That's the stuff that you'll see. In the middle of all of this, you know, the new TVs, the new this, the new whatevers, there was one little announcement that to me is like one of the weirdest things I have ever heard.
What is it?
Starting, let's see, it's 2019. They're going to patch it into last year's TVs and on all new 2019 Samsung TVs.
Yeah.
Samsung is going to have iTunes in it.
Really?
There will be an iTunes Movies and an iTunes TV shows app in your Samsung TV.
Okay, so kind of like instead of having an Apple TV,
you would be able to buy, rent, watch,
and access your library
from a Samsung TV.
All right. Well, that is kind of interesting.
Normally,
Apple's like, well, you must have an Apple TV if one must want to do that.
That's their big hook.
Yeah.
That's their thing.
That's an interesting partnership.
On top of which, you go into like tablets and mobile devices, Samsung and Apple are bitter rivals.
Sure.
Even though for a long time Samsung was manufacturing the very, Apple TV or Apple screens that showed up in your phones.
It's very nice to see that they could put that aside for the love of money.
Well, it's interesting to me on a few different levels. Getting an Apple TV, I've started buying things from iTunes instead of wherever else.
Which can get you caught, though, because if you don't, like sometimes I'll buy it if there's a good deal and it runs great on my iOS operating systems. But then if I want to watch it on my TV, no, I use a Roku device there.
Right.
So you can be stuck.
The idea that Apple may open up and start letting their store appear on other devices, I like the sound of that.
That sounds interesting.
Because that would mean, like, for example, I have a Samsung tablet. Would they add an iTunes movies and or, music or whatever thing to my Samsung tablet? Maybe not.
Time will tell.
But this I feel like is a strong first step, Nikki.
That is, and a good partnership.
Strong step in that direction for sure.
So I'm sure we'll get more details at CES this week.
Yeah, but it's fascinating to me that will be another way. Because, something I didn't tell you about, but I'm going to go ahead and fess up now.
Yeah. Are you on a new TV?
No.
Okay.
Well, yes, always. The answer is always yes.
Are you buying another Apple TV?
No, but over winter break, I bought 30 Rock in its entirety.
Oh, you did?
On iTunes.
Did you?
How much do you think it costs?
$19. $30. Well, 30 Rock. They probably do that for a reason.
But it was perfect. On every other platform, everybody wanted between $70 and $100.
Sure.
And iTunes had it on sale for $30, and I was like, and done.
30 Rock is this old NBC show where you still love to watch it.
I love it, even though no one else does.
To the point where you would every so often go back and buy Hulu because it streams there. And it's like, well, wait, you're paying for a monthly service when, you could have just. And now you finally have it.
And now it's just there, Nikki. Just there for me.
Ever wonder what Nikki is doing when she isn't rioting?
Find her Twitter feed at riot.radiou.com.
Obadiah's is there too, but who cares what he's doing?
We're talking relationship goals, and Derek may have the best one.
For a second, I was like, what is he saying with it? That's the cutest pickup line.
Derek texted in and says, 2019 relationship goal is to get a girlfriend using this pickup line. Hey, did you know there's only 21 letters in the alphabet? And when she tells me I'm wrong, follow it up with, of course, could I forget the URAQT?
Aw, it's cute. I like that line.
So it would work?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think it would.
The cutie one? Oh, yeah,
No.
that one would.
You'd just be like, is that the best you have?
Please come again.
Is that the best you can do right now?
I think that was a cute one.
Okay. Well, let's talk relationship goals. Now, we have to turn back time and find a way. Jacqueline Ade. We'll call her Jackie.
Sure.
Jackie, back in 2017, made national headlines because Jackie sent an alleged 64,000 text messages to a man that she went on one date with.
A little aggressive. You know, sometimes you just don't know what to do, and I think she did the wrong thing.
Okay. I want you, Nikki, right now to evaluate pickup lines. Are you ready? Okay, we had the URAQT pickup line. What do you think about Jackie's line? Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. I'd make sushi out of your kidneys and chopsticks out of your hand bones.
Both are romantic. You know, both have a certain style to them.
You love sushi.
I do. I feel like that might be just a bit aggressive, depending on how much do we know each other.
Okay. Well, one date.
And I don't feel like that's enough for that one.
Okay. All right. So, anyway, there was that alleged 64,000 text messages.
I think I remember her.
I do.
Yeah.
When I saw the picture, it was like,
Yep, there it is.
I remember her. I can see it in her eyes right now. It's there.
Who could text that much?
Well,
she's dedicated.
The 64,000, that number was a little low. It actually, once they subpoenaed all the records, 159,000 text messages.
Even worse. That poor person receiving all those.
So she, was it last week? She ended up putting her plea in of not guilty. Now think about that.
Did she text it in?
It's been 2 years, and she's just now entering a plea. And her trial is set for February 5th. So she's going to be...
About time on that one.
She faces charges of trespassing and also stalking and something else. A couple different things. But here's what's crazy, right? Oh, I probably shouldn't use that word. Here's what's unbalanced and potentially illegal. Jackie.
Thank you.
Yes. Jackie, they went out on that date in July 2017.
One date.
She was caught trespassing in his house April of 2018.
That's even worse.
So like almost a whole year.
And she's still doing this stuff.
He kept calling the police because she would be sitting out in front of his house.
Okay, then text messaging is way low on this list. Like if you're actually going even next level on that and you're going there, that's even worse.
You know, the thing is, though, if the only thing that makes this criminal is whether or not he likes her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, but he doesn't, so this is criminal.
Yeah.
You're right, dating is just a fine line between something illegal and something cute.
I actually think that dating relationships, when you really sit back and look at them, they're insane.
Mm-hmm.
They're insane, which I imagine as a legislator and as a judge, when you have to sit down and remember, they have to think logically about all these things. It's like, okay, 159,000 text messages. That's just like my daughter on a good day, right? High five, bailiff. High five, right? Okay, so did you want these text messages? No? Okay, jail time.
Now we've got the problem.
I don't know. You guys can see my new syndicated Judge Obi TV series. 4 o'clock. Check local listings.
Dude, the deal you got, the money that's going to be coming in from that show.
Huge.
Let's take all of the most mind-numbing things the Riot has ever said and play them again.
It's a stupid idea, but I love it.
It's the Riot on Radio U.
While we're on this relationship discussion time, Judge Obi's going to put the gavel down and put his white coat on. Because Dr. Obadiah has stepped in.
Come on in the building.
To talk about some relationship goals and problems that I see happening here in this very room. Nikki, I received a text message from someone in your household.
Yes.
His name's Eric.
Yes.
I believe the two of you are involved in holy matrimony of some kind. Okay. And he was showing me a very nice build of an editing PC he would like to put together. Now, keep in mind, that's Eric's job.
Yes, he does. This is, it's not like a gaming PC. This is his editing machine.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't possibly play games with this equipment.
I bet you could, couldn't you? Your eyes. It's like, I think that as a yes.
You could play the best games.
You don't think that's what he's doing, do you?
I know it's not.
Okay.
He is, let me tell you something right now. He is a dedicated small business owner.
Yes, I know he actually is.
And you know what, Nikki? There's no small businesses, only small editing computers.
Now, if the bonus ends up being, some better gameplay, then that's fine.
That just happens along the way.
No, I've been hearing rumblings. He's been asking and talking about it for the last week. He wants to upgrade his computer.
Right. And new year, new computer. New
yeah,
you.
But whenever Eric needs something, it's never just, like for me, it's a lot of little things. But for Eric, we just go big. Like we have to go big.
Okay.
And they're very expensive.
Now, all right. I'm looking at I'm just spitballing the total here, okay? And we're looking at about...
It's like $1,000.
Well, yeah, but what this list he sent me is about $850, okay?
$850.
All right. How much did it cost to do your hair and nails last month?
I haven't done my nails in forever.
Okay, then hit your hair.
My hair?
One hair appointment.
Oh, I only got my hair cut, so that was only $40.
Okay, but what does it usually cost?
It's a couple hundred.
Okay, so let's say it's $200 every time you go to the salon.
Sure.
Now, how many times do you go to the salon across a year?
About every 8 weeks.
Every 8 weeks. There's 52 weeks in a year, so let's say that's... 7 times 6. Let's make it 6 times.
6 times.
So let's say, I think 7 because, all right. So, because you said that'd be 56. But,
sure.
All right. So let's say it's 7 times. Times 200, that's 1,400.
Yeah.
Now, how much does it cost for Eric to get his hair cut?
That's not fair. His mom cuts his hair.
So then it's free.
It's free. So he's saving money?
Right. So
we can funnel it into that.
What I'm saying is that there is an expenditure gap. In your house. And so I don't know if Eric would appreciate, or let me rephrase this. I don't know if you would appreciate Eric applying the same level of, frugalness.
Frugalness to your
hair trips to the salon.
Well, it's not fair because I can't.
Why is it not fair?
I don't want to to be a brunette, and I want to be a blonde, and I need to do that. So,
well, Eric doesn't want to live in a world where he has a Core i7.
So what's he
in order to do that, he's going to have to get an i9, which that's
i9.
You know what, Nikki? That's going to cost.
Yeah,
these are real
I found
costs,
out about
but,
that.
You know, like
I told him he can go ahead and get it. I mean, and it's not like he needs my permission. It's just we check with each other.
Sure. So,
So I think he's ordering them, and then he's going to have them.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, okay.
That's good. But the thing is that it's not just enough for him to have them. I need you to want him to have them.
To be excited about it?
I need you, and don't be excited because he wants you to be excited. I need you to be excited because you're actually excited.
So, like, when I want someone to notice when I do get my hair done,
right.
I should be the one to notice when his computer has been redone?
Yeah, that's right. And you should go downstairs and, like, make sure you compliment everything. Don't miss anything.
Don't miss it. But it'll look the same on the outside.
Will it?
Unless he's getting a new case, which I didn't see.
Well, you know, maybe you should just be willing to go sit with him while he builds it.
Oh, no, thank you. Okay. I don't want to sit there during that.
Feels like a double standard, but it's fine.
He doesn't sit with me when I get my hair done.
Yeah, but you don't want him to.
Well, yeah, and I don't think he wants me to sit there while he builds his computer.
Have you asked him?
Well, I'll check then.
Okay.
All right, Judge Obi.
No. Dr.
Obadiah.
Obi.
Dr. Obadiah
has stopped in to help you and give you some relationship advice because I feel like we're right on the verge of...
You're right, though. It's a new season for a lot of people. So
right.
A lot of people need to upgrade certain things, and it's time.
That's right. I need to not hang out with Eric because I don't need to upgrade.
I know. You're going to end up with a new graphics card if you don't watch it.
Eric's bought new monitors. I get a new monitor. Eric buys a new graphics card. I get a new graphics card. But you know what? We're not upgrading.
Sure.
We're
Are
not.
you sure?
We're not.
Because once you find out how nice it is.
No, I'm good.
The Riot is now accepting applications for a staff pastry chef. Please drop your resumes and an example of your work at the studio door, and we'll get back to you. Wink, wink. The Riot on Radio U.
It may be too early for this in the year, but I'm already back to figuring out what I should buy. And
but you're done with that. I thought Christmas is over.
I get that, Nikki. But the thing is that the conversation that you and I just had, I feel like you feel as if there's a privilege gap at home. And so, Eric's getting something new. You're not getting anything new. So I'm looking for something for you.
Oh, for me to get?
Yeah, it's not for me. It's okay to spend money when it's not my money.
Well, what do I need to buy?
Well, I'll tell you what I got right here. I'm looking on a local Facebook buy-sell trade, and this just leapt right out at me, okay? How do you feel about a kegerator?
What's a kegerator?
Well, I want you to break...
fridge?
Mm-hmm. This is a homemade kegerator.
It's even worse.
They built their own. Isn't that fantastic? Now, what do you think you would pay
for a
something
kegerator?
Like that?
I don't know, $200.
You know what? I have got amazing news for you.
Is it cheaper
than that? This homemade kegerator is going for only $150.
Ooh. Now, I don't drink beer, so is there something else carbonated I can put in a kegerator?
It's not about the beer. This is about, one, it's a statement piece. And two, it's a prestige piece.
Is it? I think that's the same thing.
You think so?
I'm prestiging with it.
Yeah. It's just one of those things you're
Can I get Sprite Zero in the kegerator? Does that work? Or
wouldn't you for real love to just have a soda machine at home?
Oh, just on tap. It'd be great.
How come we haven't done that yet? We've done a lot of other things.
In fact, all the other things that haven't worked out, we could have taken all that money and just put it together and bought a fountain machine.
Absolutely. Why haven't we done that?
Well, we can still do it.
If we took a year's worth of soda money, really stacked it up, surely.
I had a soda stream, but that doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
I want officially licensed soda, the flavor that I want.
The soda stream is the Keurig of the homemade soda stuff, and anybody that's serious about coffee knows the Keurig is not. It'll get you by.
It'll get you through the day.
It's not real. You need something serious. So, hey, some other things that I found here, Nikki. Would you be interested in a Netgear C3700 router for only $40?
No, pass.
Okay.
Don't look at the Facebook page.
If you stop by this address, you can grab yourself. There are 4 dining room chairs.
Are they just out in the yard?
They're free.
They're out of the porch.
Mm-hmm. You can just drive by and pick it up.
Okay.
So also, I've got An assortment, 31 assorted cloth diapers. Those have probably been used. So do you.
Well, you can use them as like cleaning rags.
Okay. And then also, let's see. Nope, can't find some Disney Infinity figures and an Xbox 360 Kinect game. A 42-inch Ranch King riding mower. What do you think?
I don't want that either.
15.5 horsepower?
I don't want that either.
See, that kegerator doesn't seem so dumb now, does it?
'Tis the season for everybody to get rid of all their stuff, so you could be buying.
I've also got a 2004 Ford Explorer here for you if you're interested in that.
Nice collection of stuff. No, thank you.
No, nothing yet.
Suddenly I don't feel the need to buy anything from that list that you've given me.
Okay. All right. It's fine. It's fine. But I just want you to know that I'm on the lookout to get you something nice. Well, to show you something nice you can get yourself.
That I'll want to buy.
Since Eric's looking at getting a computer. Like, you're getting a computer? Fine.
I'm getting something.
That's right.
I actually didn't feel like that at all, but now that you brought that up, maybe I do deep down.
Well, Nikki was raised in a family with a brother, and you have to keep things even. And
when you were kids and hey, it's your birthday, well, then the other one gets something small.
You gotta keep it even. So, you gotta carry that into your marriage.
I guess I do.
Want to know what the Riot is doing right now? Follow them on Instagram and Twitter at riot.radiou.com. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Whether you got no time off or all the time off, Nikki, I think we could all stand to do a little vacation planning.
Yeah, let's think spring break.
Let's look ahead to all the fun and joyous things that could be coming in our lives. And I just want you to know, if you've ever gone to Disney, you know that they try to make you feel like there's nowhere else on earth that's worth a vacation.
But really, it's a lot. It's expensive, and it's just a mess sometimes.
Did you see Okay, you know what? Let me tell you guys something. I'm going to teach you something about public relations. When you don't want people to really pay attention to something, most reporters, bloggers, whatever, they go home Friday at 5, just like a lot of people do. So you push out a little press release Friday at 4,
around that time.
4:30, 5 o'clock. Sometimes you push it out at 6 or 7 after most of the news outlets are kind of done for the weekend. They've written a lot of their content in advance, and you just push this out, and then you just, we're fine.
Oh, did you not see the news?
Nobody really noticed.
So what, based on that, can I guess what it is?
Well, hang on a second, Nikki. I'm wishing on a star right now.
Okay.
Are
we wishing for more money? Are they raising their prices?
Oh,
but they are?
Big time.
How can you raise the ticket prices even more?
I know, that's exactly how I feel. Disneyland, this is not Disney World, but this is Disneyland, where they are set to apparently later this year open their Star Wars themed thing.
Yeah.
Because they think that's going to be the big one. They have raised their prices on peak days 25%.
That is so much money.
A one-day ticket for a peak day.
For Disneyland.
$149.
So much money. It is so much money.
Nothing's worth that.
And no offense, like Disney World, I have not been to since I was a kid, so I don't know if it just seemed bigger then. But
it's way bigger.
The last 2 times I've gone to Disneyland, and I think the first time I went, it was $120, and then I went not too long ago, and I think it was like 130 something, but it's just too much money it's a smaller park. I feel like it is, and I don't feel like I get my money as much.
It's not just your feelings.
Is it true?
It's true.
It's definitely true.
Disney World is
way better,
much bigger.
Yeah.
Now, we can argue about better.
That might have been the wrong word to use, but.
So let's see. Derek wants to know which is where Disneyland is in California.
Yeah, Disney World
is in Florida.
If you lived next to either park and you had like a season pass, I feel like that'd be the only way to really get your money out of going to those places. But it's so much money for a one-day ticket.
Nikki, even with a season pass, it would be like me at a buffet. You just can't quite get your money out of it. It's just like you want to, and you go in there with big expectations.
You're going to do everything in the park, but people go. It's always so crowded.
Oh, it's great. I can just tell you, I hate to be this guy, but I'm out.
You're never going again.
I'm out. Like, I can't. Look, do you know what you could get? I know. They say experiences are better than things, but do you know the kind of things you could buy for $150?
I can have great experiences by buying things. It's hard when you see a lot of people go, a lot of families, or like you bring your cousins, you do all that stuff. It's a lot of money.
The other thing I find myself thinking about in the middle of that is, okay, it's $150 on peak days. There are still days that you can, save a little money.
No, there's not.
Okay.
There's not.
But all you can do, you go in there to either A, spend more money, or B, wait in line. That's the real Disney experience. Standing in line or spending money.
So for low demand days now at Disneyland, mind you, this is still Disneyland.
In California.
The lowest you could probably go would be about $104. And this summer is when the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is opening, so that's why they're raising the prices now.
Okay. I like Nick's response. Nick, our news guy, one Disney ticket or 100 hot dogs and drinks at Costco?
That's a question you got to ask yourself.
Now, man,
in comparison to the other park, though, the least expensive one-day ticket to Disney World in Florida is $109. So the least cheapest is actually still at Disneyland.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can trust Kyle, but he says Disneyland can fit in the parking lot of Magic Kingdom at Disney World.
I don't know if that's an exact comparison, but you feel like it can.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's very small. All right, well, if you're planning a vacation, hopefully you bought your tickets already.
But, if you buy a package, it's a lot less expensive.
That's what they're trying to get you. And you got to stay at the hotel there, so you're saving even more money.
If you got to spend the money, but...
Might as well be there.
Waking up with the Riot makes your nightmares not seem so bad. Actually, you might want to just go back to sleep. RadioU.
I want to say hi to Jerome, who's on the phone right now. He says he's already planning his 2021 trip to Disney, which officially makes him part of the problem.
And that's why Disney's like, yeah, sure, we could raise the prices.
They're like, yeah, like you plan.
You're planning to come.
Plan 2 years in advance and don't eat out for 2 years, and then you can spend 1 day at Disney World.
Gotta save your money.
That's good. That's really good. So, Nikki, I am this Saturday morning streaming. I'm not really sure how to handle this. I got to look into it, but I'm going to be part of a charity stream this weekend.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you're actually going to do it.
Yeah. Now, if you want to spend a little extra time with me over the weekend, I tried out a new streaming setup. And you can see that it was Saturday night, but it's archived on our Facebook page right now.
What'd you play?
I played Destiny 2 for about an hour. And it was not good.
In case you're like, I don't spend enough time with Obi during the week.
More time, guys.
You can have more time. Is it not good because of your setup, or was just the gameplay not good?
You know what? I was getting frustrated with the game. I was under-leveled for the area that I went into. So there was that. And then also...
You felt undervalued.
Yeah, as a person.
And a gamer.
Yeah, and I mean, certainly not as valuable as a day at Disney.
Sure.
Certainly not that. But no, I put all this effort into. I've got an older computer, and I was like, this will be perfect. I'll use it for streaming and this for this. And no, that was a terrible idea.
You know what it sounds like you need to do?
What?
Upgrade your computer.
No, Nikki. I actually, when I got done, that was the thought I had. I was like, just to be clear, I'm not putting any money into this old computer.
I know you're saying that now.
Well, what's Eric going to do with his old components?
I don't know.
I'll come up with a happy home for them.
You could take those.
I'll turn those.
Did you have fun though playing the game or hanging out with people? It was still good.
It was fun. In the middle of that, I was asking everybody who was watching, hey, what should I stream? I've got the charity thing on Saturday. What should I do?
So a charity tournament where you're streaming a game for a long amount of time?
Yeah, the idea is it's a 24-hour stream, but I'm just taking part of the 24-hour stream. So, I'll be on from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., and still I'm going to have to get up early for a Saturday.
To be ready to go.
So that I can make sure that it works. And now I've got to do some more tearing apart and rebuilding this week to make sure that everything works. But the suggestions from the chat was to either play Titanfall 2 and just play through the campaign, or the same with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Just pop it in, play through the campaign on the stream, which I think I might do that.
So you don't want to play more than one game?
I might. At some point, if I get bored or tired, both of which are possible, I may switch over and do some Forza Horizon for a while and then switch back to one of those. But yeah, I don't think I've never done a 4-hour play session like that. So, I mean, I've certainly played games
Get some
that long,
snacks
but
ready.
not a stream session like that.
That's long enough. You need to be prepared.
Yeah. So if anybody's got any tips for, what I should do to be ready, you can always text me, 877-2-RADIO-U. But I don't know if I'm going to just be on Twitch or if I'll be on our Facebook page this Saturday. But if you want to check it out on Twitch, it's Obadiah Plays. So twitch.tv/Obadiah Plays or whatever. But yeah, it's human trafficking charity. Should be a good time.
Okay, watch Obi. And if you want to see what he did this past weekend, that's up at RadioU, which is our Facebook page.
Mm-hmm. So spend a little time with me going, hey, is this thing working?
Tell me if it's working.
Can you guys sound off in the comments? Tell me if it works.
It's like we're there on Saturday, isn't it?
Well, I couldn't get it. It's fine.
It's the radio equivalent of going to McDonald's and ordering a fish fillet. Hey, that's one of my favorite things from Mickey D's. The worst of the riot on RadioU.
Corey just told me, we were on the phone. We have a phone, and he called. He just told me that I should wear a diaper on Saturday so I don't have to get up during the stream.
No. Listen, Corey, he's doing a charity streaming thing. It's only 4 hours. I don't think that's enough to warrant that.
Right, but I mean, I probably am going to have to get up and go to the bathroom at some point.
Not within 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
You can hold that.
You're wrong because...
You need to hold that. You should be preparing.
No.
You should stop drinking now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm going to be drinking coffee, and I'm probably going to have some what I call Saturday soda.
Sure.
During that stream on Saturday.
And some snacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, what do you do if you have to go to the bathroom? Do you just have it show the gameplay for a minute, or?
I've got that Obadiah Plays logo. I'll just throw that up. It's like, hey, guys, I'll be right back. It's not like I'm wearing a lapel mic. I just went to the bathroom, and no, I've got a mic stand like we have in here, basically, and I can talk there. I mean, of course, the mic stand I have at home, my mic and mic stand combined was $28.
You need a Obadiah Plays and then a BRB, be right back.
Maybe.
Maybe just for a bathroom break. If not, you can hold it for 4 hours.
I don't think so.
Yes, I think you can.
I don't think I want to.
You don't want to. That's
I think,
different.
especially now that you've made it a thing. Now I'm like, no, I'm
not
like
going to.
every 10 minutes, I'm going to the bathroom. Forget about it.
Like I'm playing a game and going to the bathroom.
Whatever. Like it's no big deal. Though they say, all right, I've heard like the longer you wait to go to the bathroom, the more likely you are to die. No, that's not it. The longer you wait to go to the bathroom, like once you go the first time, after that you can't wait as long because there's something
like you're
about
hurting your bladder or something.
No, your body just won't. It's like...
Is it like when the first time you diet and it goes great, but then the second time you try to do it again, it never works the same?
You know what? If that works for you...
Is
yes.
that like how it is?
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Spot on, Nikki. So...
Now, Jason texted said you could set up your gaming rig in the bathroom.
Hey, that's not so bad.
But I think that's odd.
People won't even know.
They won't even
Aside
know
from the echo.
The bathroom echo that's always there.
Well, I got a pop guard on the mic. Maybe that'll help. Probably not. No.
Plus, like, what did you do? What did you do? I'm in the shower. It's fine.
Plus, there will be those moments you're like, what are you doing? Like, I'm pouring some more coffee.
That's all I'm doing.
Pay no attention.
If you have to go to the bathroom that much within the 4 hour span, then, you're drinking too much.
No, you're
Something's
not.
wrong.
Listen, no, I'll tell you something right now. We're getting ready to play Ledger. I'm going to the bathroom. All this talk about it, like I got to go now. And I'm going to go to the bathroom and get some more coffee.
Well, that's why. That's why you're having the problem. Isn't coffee
Wait, pause. It's not a problem.
No, if it would be during the game thing, if you're doing a charity gaming thing.
Well, let me ask you a question, Nikki. Do you want me to be awake or do you want me to be there the whole time? Because I'm going to need the coffee.
Coffee is a
diuretic.
Yes, it is. So, okay.
And I'm going to be drinking it.
Over and over again.
So, yeah. Like, this is something to end human trafficking, not participate in it. So if I have to go to the bathroom, I'm going to the bathroom, okay, boss?
Okay, Obi.
There are a lot of reasons to listen to The Riot every morning. For example, give me a minute. There's got to be at least one. It's The Riot on RadioU.
Nick named this bed Obie Lewis in the news. I really appreciate that. Hey, remember you can text us or call us 877-2-RADIO-U. Want to say hi to Jared? He called us and said, yeah, The gym's really crowded
Dude,
today.
that was just a comment you made last week about, you go to the gym early before the show starts.
Yes.
And you had not seen the rush yet of the New Year's resolutions people.
Yeah.
And so was that ever going to happen? And you said then today really is the first kind of official day. A lot of people will be trying to go to the gym or to do their resolution stuff because it's the first Monday of the year. And literally everyone calling and texting this morning has said they've noticed an increase and everybody's now finally out doing stuff.
Yeah. For me personally, I'm trying to find some balance between, I don't know if going to the gym every morning is the best choice for me.
Before the show?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not getting enough sleep. I know everyone can say that, but it's consistent that as the week goes on, it really starts to wear on me.
Maybe at the end of the week, you shouldn't be going.
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure about. But then I also, I don't know if I'd go in the afternoon or what, but you have to strike a balance between listening to your body,
Yes.
but also realizing that your body is a whiny cow. Okay, and so sometimes
you don't listen to it then for a reason.
just because it's I don't want to doesn't mean well, hey guys, I just don't really feel like this right now, so I guess we'll just stop.
Because my body said no today and every other day.
You have to find that balance between knowing
You
when to listen and when not
thing
to.
Instead of whiny cow, you could come up with something else.
What would you prefer?
I don't know, a puppy or a kitty or something.
My body is a friendly puppy.
No, you didn't need to say friendly.
I feel like you need an adjective.
You don't. It still could be whiny. Puppies whine all the time.
Okay, my body is a whiny puppy. It always wants treats and it wants to play. And you have to know when to let it play and when to make it do this thing it doesn't want to do.
See, I feel like that feels better.
I know, but see, the thing is, puppies have a lot of energy and they're all bouncy. And I feel like most of us fit the cow category where we're getting up just I don't want to move.
And move sounds a lot like move.
I just want to sit here and eat.
Nice.
Move.
Poor cows. They didn't do anything. They just stood there, and now they're the negative tone when talking about that.
You know what? You're taking it negatively when I just meant it descriptively. So you're in, what's that? Not inferring, but the other one. Yes, you're inferring a lot of things. Yeah, but I was implying nothing.
Okay. Well, you're the one who called it a whiny cow.
Well, see, a whiny cow, but that doesn't therefore mean that all cows are whiny.
True.
I feel like you're over-applying, Nikki.
Fine.
Hey.
Just fine.
We thought about selling the worst of the riot, but let's be honest, no one is buying this stuff. Get it for free on the RadioU app.
Let's talk about Space Jam, Nikki. Space Jam was a 1996 live-action / animated sports comedy.
Was it Michael Jordan?
Starring Bugs Bunny
Looney
and
Tunes?
Michael Jordan. Yes, the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes family. That means that this movie is about 21 and a half years old.
I wonder if it even holds up. Is it even feel super dated?
Well, that's, again, as I mentioned, Nikki, I'd be very careful who you ask that question to.
Because if someone loves it.
Because there are some people that are dude.
There's supposed to be a second one. There's been talks of that for years and years and years. But they really kind of amped up when LeBron James, obviously, went to L.A. to play basketball. But for some, they also said, he's doing Hollywood sort of stuff as well. And his production company is supposed to be the ones behind that remake of it.
Well, let's talk about the Space Jam that almost was but wasn't. 2003, the Looney Tunes movie Back in Action hits theaters.
Okay.
Warner Brothers felt like they had a real hit on their hands. And they scheduled a meeting with Tony Hawk for Skate Jam.
Oh, it's because he's the skateboarding guy.
Uh-huh. And so they wanted to talk to him. And this is all coming from a tweet from him that he tweeted over the weekend. Just in 2003, he had a meeting that Warner Brothers was like, hey, we want to immediately start on our next Looney Tunes project. Back in Action hit theaters, tanked. The meeting got canceled.
And never moved on from there?
The movie never happened.
So you didn't get Skate Jam?
Skate Jam.
With Tony Hawk?
With Tony Hawk.
Weird. It could have been how the Avengers universe is now? You would have had a universe of movies.
Imagine that one right there. When, Tony Hawk skate, there was Pro Skater. Okay, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. That was the PlayStation game that I think really put him on the map, 1999.
He still doesn't do games, though, does he?
Yes. Like, they have done, Activision had the Tony Hawk license for a really long time. They put out one more, 2 years ago, and now I think he has his own, and it seems like they just put out a mobile game that is not connected to the other ones. But yeah, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Pro Skater 2, those were early 2000s games. So this would have been Tony Hawk at the peak of his popularity, and it didn't happen.
Missing out.
You could have had Skate Jam.
Like Space Jam? No, Skate Jam.
So the question now is, here we are 16 years later, are we going to get Space Jam 2?
I think that will probably happen someday. More than Skate Jam would ever happen.
It seems like something that would work. And Chuck just texted and said, yes, Tony Hawk just came out with a skating app. So if you need your Tony Hawk, you're not going to get it with Bugs Bunny, but you can get it on your phone.
Some have said that if you just keep listening to The Riot, you'll learn to love them. Has that really worked for anybody yet? Has anyone tested that? It's The Riot on RadioU.
I've got big news for you and I, Nikki.
What is it?
There has never been a better time in the history of The Riot for you and I to become Private Maggot.
To join?
Oh, yeah.
Why should we join?
So one of the reasons I didn't want to sign up for the military is that when I become Private Maggot, that means I would have to be Private Maggot alone. But the
if
thing
I
is,
could come along?
If Nikki could come with me, I could be like Private Maggot and she could be Private Maggie. And the two of us together could take on the Marine Corps.
Okay.
Guess what?
What?
The U.S. Marine Corps has started its first asexual training, whatever.
So the men and women train together?
The guys and girls are training together.
First off, I don't think I'm strong enough. And that's not like, you're being down on yourself. And that's why you need to be Army strong, all that stuff. Like, I just don't think I could do that.
No, you're right. You're not strong enough.
And I don't think even if I went there.
Why we're going to boot camp.
No, I can't go there. I can't.
They take us from these soft civilians that we are, and they turn us into fighting machines.
We can't. We're people in radio. We spent too long like this. There's no way to change us.
We can change. You have to believe it.
So now
Private
that we can train together?
Yes, we can do it together. Now, they say that this is not something that they're going to be doing like all the time. It's a sometimes food. This is a test run. They want to see how this group performs as if they train together. And so they started, so that's Saturday. They're on January 5th, and they did their first group training thing together. So the only time that men and women would come in contact with each other during normal boot camp was at swim qualifications, the rifle range, or in the classroom. But now they're living, fighting, whatevering, everything together.
Training together.
Yeah, and just see how that goes.
Guess that's good.
I guess.
I just don't want to be training. I don't want to. It's not like I want to let me train too. We can all train together. It's not even that. I just don't want to train, period.
Okay. What do you want, Nikki?
I'm doing it. We're sitting here. We're having some beverages. We're just talking about stuff. Like, this is about it.
Yeah, coffee and water.
Yeah.
We're really living it up.
Private Maggot? You want me to yell at you? I mean, it could seem like a training thing.
Do you think? Because my thing is, I feel like if we went into the military, I'd be okay with it. But it would be like, sir, I'm going to be right with you. I like a cup of coffee to start my day.
Well, I think we'd do great because we get up early. So we'd have that done. And I think a lot of people have problems with that when you first enter in.
Sure.
But I really don't like being yelled at. And I have a hard time when someone tells me what to do. It's not that I just can't do it. I just when someone tells me.
But the thing is, Nikki,
in a mean tone,
when you become Private Maggot and you're there, we're gonna work that out of you.
You're gonna yell it out of me?
Yeah, we are. Because right now you're like, sir, I don't like when people yell at me, and I don't like to be told what to do.
Upset, and I feel like I'd spend boot camp all being upset.
But what they're gonna do, Nikki, is they're going to, they're going to rip it out of you. Like, they're going to train you. My dad said he was in the Marine Corps. Yeah. He said, at night, they were all laying in bed crying.
Oh,
the first
really?
night. Yeah.
Oh, because it was so intense?
They were broken, Nikki.
I don't want that.
You have to be broken so that you can be built back up stronger than before.
No, thank you.
We're going to take you from Private Maggot to Nikki. But like new Nikki.
New Nikki? Who's
New and
able to be
improved
yelled
Nikki.
at? No.
I'll yell at you and you'll just be like, come at me, bro.
I went through boot camp. I can take your yelling.
I ain't got time for this. I'm just going to hit you in the mouth.
Well, that is good, though, as they start the testing process of the training.
Did you see that text from Ryan?
What?
He said in boot camp, you don't get any coffee.
Oh, that's not. Is that true? Why wouldn't they let you have coffee?
Well, I mean, maybe Ryan's a big fat liar.
Or maybe he's telling
Or maybe
the truth.
he's been through boot camp.
Maybe he's telling the truth. How come? Like, is it because they're trying to break you, or
Probably. Nikki, they got to train you to be out there.
where there's not a
There may not
Starbucks
be.
at every corner?
They may not have coffee where you're going.
Fine. But again, I wouldn't have a problem deciding myself to not have a coffee beverage
But if
in the
somebody
morning.
told you
but
you
if
couldn't
someone
have
takes it away in a mean tone, then I just have all sorts of problems.
Like, let me tell you something, Sergeant Skipper.
But I'm a very organized individual. Maybe I could just come into boot camp, tell you some ideas, ways to change and make things a little bit more friendlier.
Yeah. And you know what?
A little better.
Maybe we don't use words like that.
Maybe more people will come.
Send your complaints regarding that worst of the riot moment to Fire Obadiah at RadioU.com.
Let me tell you something. Your dog is important. And you know this, right? But you know what else is important? The right of people to exist in the neighborhood along with your dog.
Okay, so you mean everybody?
There are a couple of people in my neighborhood that drives me crazy. It's like, as a human being, I'm walking through the neighborhood, and their dog is like a wild wolf. Like, looks like it's going to tear me apart. And the only thing that's between me and that dog is, what? A very tiny little piece of wood? A fence that they built themselves hoping it might work?
I mean, that's the person's fault then. They're not training their dog, and they're not protecting you, which they need to do.
I agree with you. Okay, Nikki, let me ask you this. I'm out for a run.
Yeah.
And a dog who is unattended runs at me and begins lunging at me. Can I use my pepper spray?
Yes, you can.
You can.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, if I did that, and you came and you're running after and you see, like, there's your dog, he's been pepper sprayed, what's your reaction to that situation?
Oh, I'd be really upset at my dog and disappointed in its choice and its behaviors.
Okay.
And I'd probably be mad at you for a moment, but that's just because of the heat of the moment.
Sure.
And the pepper spray. But, the person is in the wrong if their dog goes after them. The dog should be on their leash.
Would you tackle the jogger, punch them multiple times, and then bite them?
The dog or the person, the owner of the dog?
The owner.
No, we're not. Now I see where the dog gets it. That's exactly where the dog. I learned it from you.
There are no bad dogs, Nikki, only bad owners.
That's 100% true.
That absolutely happened in San Francisco over the weekend.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
A person was out jogging in Golden Gate Park, or was a park in the Bay Area where a dog began chasing them and barking at them, and
they pepper sprayed it.
According to the jogger, they're like, "Hey, it looked like the dog was going to attack me. I pepper sprayed the dog." The dog's owner caught up with her, tackled her, punched her multiple times, and then bit her.
Oh. That's where now we can't take that person seriously.
And then they ran off. Well, the police did find them.
Yeah.
And now they're in trouble. Her name is Alma. She's 19, and she was arrested.
She's the attacker?
Yes. And she was arrested with suspicion of battery with serious bodily injury. And just to be clear, serious bodily injury is one of the things they call it when you bite another person. Mm-hmm. Also, false imprisonment with violence, which means she was holding her down and punching her.
What about the dog?
And robbery. I don't know what she stole from them, but I don't know.
For safety.
Yeah. So one of the ways that they ended up finding her, is that right? No. Okay. I'm not reading that right. But yeah, the police very quickly tracked her down, and now, she's in trouble.
That's not a good example. As pet owners, we're not teaching our animals the right way to act.
I mean, I guess I can see getting mad and in
You
the
get
moment
mad,
just being like, "Oh, you were afraid my dog was going to bite you?"
But you're not biting someone, and you shouldn't punch someone.
I would say I've never bitten anyone, but I don't remember this, but I was told that when I was a baby, I bit my cousin.
Well, that's an appropriate time, I feel like.
And interestingly enough, Well, I mean, I was a baby, so I didn't get in trouble. But I guess they had kept telling her, don't do that. He'll bite you. Don't do that. He'll bite you.
And he did.
I did. But that's as far as I recall, that's my only biting incident.
We're not supposed to do that anymore.
Yeah. So no biting, guys, even if there's pepper spray involved. I will tell you, if you guys chase me down and bite me, I'm pepper spraying you.
Which reminds you,
I'm not even going to hesitate on that one.
Maybe you should be running and carrying some pepper spray.
Yeah, maybe I should. Let's get some pepper spray. And let's get some pepper on these eggs.
Because someone's hungry.
You'd think that after all these years of hearing me make fun of the riot, people would have stopped listening by now. Maybe it's one of those can't stop staring at a train wreck situations. It's the riot on Radio U.
I guess let's talk about bread.
The Consumer Electronics Show is happening right now in Las Vegas.
Guys, if you're on a diet for your New Year's resolution, let's just come closer to the radio and listen to us talk about bread. Warm bread.
Unveiled at CES over the weekend was a little something called BreadBot. BreadBot's entire job, its reason for living.
It's his entire existence is...
It bakes bread. So and it does everything. Like, you just pour in a thing and it makes bread.
It's a machine that continuously works. It's just a workhorse for making bread. And at first when I saw it, I thought, oh, is this like something you're supposed to have in your house? But
no.
Like every 6 minutes, it'll churn out a loaf of bread. So this is actually more for, think in your grocery store, or if you had like a convenience store. Instead of going and buying just bread that was baked whenever in the bag.
Full of preservatives?
Yeah, you would actually be getting freshly baked bread that would just come out of this machine, and you would choose which one you wanted.
You know what's funny? Like, you look at this stuff, wind the clock back 100, 120 years, and preservatives in bread was the best thing ever. People were like, I don't have to go buy bread every day. I can just buy some bread and it's there for a couple of days. This is so amazing. What a wonderful world. And we're
trying to get back to that.
It's the same thing with vaccines. We're like, now everybody doesn't have to die from this very curable disease. We just take a vaccine and now we're like, vaccines are killing us. And what are you putting in the bread? I want to go to the store every day.
So it takes about 90 minutes to bake from start to finish. And it promises to make 10 loaves of bread every hour.
It promises.
It promises it can do a maximum of 235 loaves a day. And then you can configure it to different varieties. But again, basically, it's not for home use. This is more for if you were going to the store to pick up bread. Or in the corner of the Radio U studio.
I'm telling you, can you imagine how maddening it would be to just constantly smell fresh baking bread
all the time?
Man.
Wonderful.
We'd have to install this, and then I'm going to need a clothing allowance because I'm going to need pants that are twice as big as what I wear right now.
No, I think that at that point, we're just going with sheets or something.
Like a toga?
Yeah, something that's more roomy.
That seems fair to me because then I don't have to worry about sizes.
You don't.
Necessarily.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Just right there in that empty corner we have.
Maybe a nice robe.
They don't say how much it is, but I mean, this is like this isn't something you're putting in your house. It's consumer use.
Oh, man. And you know what? Like, they're going to be popular on the show floor because they're probably giving away bread.
Yeah, at CES, you can just get a loaf of bread or a slice of it if you want.
You know what? I want to walk around a show floor somewhere eating a whole loaf of bread just in my hand, just like...
So you can pick your loaf, or you can, do a hot loaf if it's almost coming out. You can choose what you want.
Oh, are those euphemisms?
No, it's actually about bread.
Wait, pick your loaf.
No,
wait, Nikki,
don't ruin the bread bot.
Hang on. I got a hot loaf coming out.
Do not. You ruined it. You know you did. You ruined this entire bread machine, and you made it gross. Okay? I hope you're happy with yourself.
Everybody, hang on. Hot loaf coming out.
Way to go.
But what's it a euphemism for?
What do we think it is?
I'll leave that up to you.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
I stood in a gas station yesterday with my hand on a peanut butter chocolate Twinkie.